it's nice to meet one of the makers of the Salts new bags. What were your challenges in making the new product?
I think most of the challenges are identifying, or let's say identifying a problem, because that's pretty much what we do as engineers. We identify problems and we try to solve them. So it's getting all of the issues that ostomates have and identifying where we can develop a product to solve that problem. But in terms of challenges actually making the bags, we had a lot of challenges. A lot of late nights, a lot of sticking parts to hundreds of trial bags by hand, every single one, checking every single one. There's a lot of, I think, innovative features on these bags that we spent a lot of time trying to solve the problems of how do we actually achieve what we want to achieve, but then how do we make it, how do we get it into production, how do we teach other people how to use it, do we have to teach other people how to use it? Yeah, a lot of things like that.
Do you think because you don't have an ostomy yourself, that makes it more difficult?
Yeah, it does. We're quite lucky that we have a lot of input from nurses. Yeah, trying to imagine how I would feel with a bag attached. I've had bags attached to me.
It's not the same though.
No, I can imagine, yeah, it is difficult. We are lucky, we have a lot of people that give us a lot of input, and I think more so now we want to get more patients involved in it, like you two. And actually at the first steps, rather than sort of we design something and we bring you in, what do you think of this? We'd rather bring you in at the start and say, what do you want? What do you need? Yeah. It's even identifying problems that maybe you don't know you have, or that you sort of overlook, maybe. And it's sort of preempting what we can do to make a difference for you. Because in reality, I guess you two would like to not have a bag, so we like to make it feel like you don't have a bag on.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
That's what I like about it.
What was the sort of idea behind the colours? We've got, obviously, we feel more like can colour coordinate our outfits and things like that, but was that your intention with the colours, or was it something else?
Yeah, I think so. We did a lot of research on those three colours. I mean, skin tone. We want to give you the choice what bag you want and what colour you want, and black, white and stone is a start, and we'll go from there, possibly sometimes. So.
That's exciting.
So tell me about your long hospital stays, Steve.
21 and a half months is it was like a prison sentence. It wasn't nice, I was a bit secluded, I became a bit of a recluse. Was also a bit institutionalised. I didn't walk up and downstairs for like nearly 2 years, so going home at the end of that was like a bit of a shock to the system. I went home on some strong painkillers and it just didn't do me any good at all, health-wise, and it didn't do me any good mentally either. It's just a very surreal experience to go through.
Tell me about maybe the first time you unboxed your Confidence B bags.
I think we saw them. You were actually in
I was in
hospital,
hospital,
weren't you?
yeah.
And he got his samples first.
I got one of each colour, and opening it was just like, wow, this is literally what we'd been asking for, a mixture between the old Salts bag and one of the rivals' bags. So it was like opening it and seeing precisely what we wanted. It's got the perfect material, perfect colour, perfect size. It don't look like the old Stoma bags do. And another good part of it actually is that when your Stoma bag was a bit full before, it was big and bulky and it just looked like it hanged down, didn't it?
Felt heavy.
Yeah, heavy, yeah. These ones are really nice. When it fills up, it just feels comfortable to wear.
We did a lot of work on trying to support, or at least let the bag support itself when it was full. So we've got a couple of stitched points, we like to call them, but essentially they sort of pinch the material. So when this fills up, instead of it pulling from here, it sort of tries to pull from here.
Bits,
so it keeps its shape,
it's like
and it's not a sort of big bulge at the bottom, because it sort of spreads out.
Yeah, it's
It
not. It doesn't
works
pull on
really
your skin,
well,
does
yeah.
it? Whereas before it felt like it's pulling down, and obviously your stone move can't hurt as such, but it would do. It'd get aching and uncomfortable
Yeah.
because it'd feel like
It's
it'd be dragging
constantly
down.
dragging on your skin and your muscle around that area. I have really high output, so my bag can be full again 5 minutes after I've emptied it. So it's really good for me. That.
How about cleaning it? How is it?
I
Is it
love this
clean?
bit
Yeah.
because the old ones, because it would go up. This has got this little dip thing, and I never realised what these are for in other bags, but this works really well and it opens it up so I can actually clean in there. And when you fold it up, you don't get the residue anymore. That sounds disgusting, but it could build up before.
Yeah.
So when you reopened your bag, it would be quite dirty again. So I think that's a really good feature of it. Just that shape, it just moulds better to your body and feels sort of
Comfortable,
more
secure.
comfortable. Yeah.
It's just a nicer shape, isn't it? And for people like, say, if you've got a hernia or whatever, and you have one part of Nat's area sticks out a lot, so it just moulds around that shape a lot better than a solid flat bag would. I actually didn't like the way that it drained at first because I was used to Salt's old bag. Once I'd used this a couple of times, this has taken precedence over it. Much prefer this one. It's a lot easier to clean, like Nat said. It's very, very rare that you get that little bit of leakage on there. Very rare. I've had it once since I started using them. So
I suppose this summer you'll find out even better whether it works so well.
yeah.
But because I wear a lot of high-waisted clothes, underneath this bit of the bag that was against my skin, it would get quite sweaty and horrible. But with this material, that doesn't happen.
No.
It's a lot better and
It
it's
dries
just much more
really quick.
comfortable. And yeah, if you
When it
shower
gets
in it,
wet.
you dry. So
That's like a massive point. It's that.
How about the filter?
The filter is
Brilliant.
amazing. It is the only one on the market
That
that
works.
works.
yeah.
It genuinely does. It does come out and you do see a difference, and that for me is a massive thing. It can be very uncomfortable when it's like a big massive balloon on you. So
Well, I have a big trouble at night time. My bag seems to feel constantly there, so I'm constantly up and down. But that's been so much better, hasn't it? Much better sleeping.
So you think we've done a good job?
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Thank you for meeting us and thank you for designing pretty much our perfect bag.
Oh, thank you for talking to me. It's really valuable, actually, speaking to patients, and it's nice to know what you think of the bag. I'm glad you're happy with it. Thank you.